said to wait till I was done eating my chips.
No, you go ahead. I'll do the intro.
Want one?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Wanted to say thank you for all the support for our last episode. We had lots of views, lots of good feedback, lots of good support. We appreciate it. We've even had people reach out and thank us, and they're able to relate and encouraging us to keep going. So here we are. How was your day?
I'm still eating.
Okay.
Can you tell them about your day first?
My day. I took my pills late last night, so on the way to work this morning, I did not feel like going to work.
I'm not gonna lie, but you look like shit. Like, I was not gonna let you out of the car this morning.
I thought I was gonna fucking puke.
You were white as a ghost, and you looked like...
I definitely need to eat before I take
Or
those
don't
pills.
take phone calls at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, we definitely have to sleep more.
Mm-hmm.
That's
one thing we're learning.
self-care.
Self-care.
Yeah.
Self-care. I
Your
don't know
day?
why they promote that. I don't know why. It just doesn't make
Apparently
sense.
it's important. I don't
Sleep
know.
and eating?
Apparently it's
Who
important.
knew that was important?
Yeah. Your day?
You want to pass me that for a sec? Just take the marker out of it.
Take the marker out?
Yeah. I had a bit of a rough
Why
day
is
as
it so
well.
far?
I didn't sleep so hot last night either. In case you guys don't know, we have one vehicle, so I have to wake up in the morning super early to drive him to work. Some days are a little tougher than others.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, I'm like a taxi.
Chauffeur.
I did
that
spend...
French?
What?
Chauffeur? French?
Sure. Sounds French.
Are you not French?
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Okay.
Not anymore. I'm a
Alright.
porter now.
Oh, okay. You're still... Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So I worked on this today as a new book I got on personality disorders. Made it chapter 4 today. It's more like a workbook, lots of questioning and learning about yourself. It's very interesting. Tried to nap. That didn't work out so well.
No.
No. I don't know. I just feel like so exhausted and shitty today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's okay, though.
It took me a couple hours to get into the groove.
Yeah, you just take your pre-workout shit, though, and then you work well.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I have a thyroid disorder. I can't
Menergy.
take that shit.
Menergy.
Sure.
Hey, it works. Whatever. It works.
So again, I was eating chips and he pressed record, so I didn't get to thank you guys. So thank you for all the feedback to everybody, the
accident.
comments, the shares, the subscribers, lots of text messaging today, lots of communication. It's been amazing. We've had really good feedback. People are looking forward to watching this episode. So that's what we were looking for. We wanted to make sure that we were entertaining enough. So if you guys want to, if we're too dry or something, just tell us.
Too dry. Here we go again. No,
Just
I'm
wait
not
for
dry.
it is coming. I know it's coming.
Whatever. Structure. Today's topic.
Way to change subject. That was amazing.
See? And it wasn't dry either.
Next
I'm learning.
line's coming.
What do you want to talk about?
So today I believe we are talking about
The relationship?
our relationship, how we got to where we are now.
How did we get here?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna name this one. You're right.
Whew, that's a long... No, we'll make it short and sweet.
We're not gonna go into detail. Obviously, if you have questions or concerns or you want more info, just comment at the bottom, and we'll go from there. We'll try to answer all questions that we can. And
Yep. Basically, I met this lovely woman 5 years ago. We started dating. It was...
well, actually, we met at work.
we knew each other from work.
Yeah, we met at work. Be truthful, because you know what? When you first met me, you didn't like me. You thought I was a bitch.
Well, okay.
You straight up told me that.
I waited a bit before I told you that. But yes, the very first time I came across you...
Can I explain that?
Oh, you wanted to? Sure.
I want to explain it, okay? Because so I was at this job prior to him coming to this job. So I was very... you'll learn this throughout these series, I guess, that one of my personalities is one that works for me. that personality is very friendly. Thinks that everybody is her friend and brother and sister, and
needs to be
liked by everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just learning more about this personality as we go. So yeah, that personality at work tries to fit in and be cool, and when you are one girl to 18 guys, you try to act like their little sister or
one of the guys,
I guess.
Yeah.
So when Drew came to the job, he decided to sit at the table where the microwave was. And if anybody knows me,
because it was the only spot available.
If anybody knows me, I like my coffee. So it was first coffee break, and he sat at the microwave. So I put my coffee in the microwave and to warm it up at coffee. And then I told him that he needs to take out my coffee out of the microwave and hand it to me when...
Okay.
Let's I don't remember the wording.
Let's be a little more honest.
Go ahead.
You would put your coffee in before I sat down, so I was unaware that there was a coffee in the microwave.
That's right.
I was sitting there, the microwave went off. I looked around like, whose coffee could... No, I didn't do that. I ignored it. I didn't care whose coffee it was. And then all of a sudden, I hear this squeaky voice. Hey, if you're going to fucking sit there, you could at least give me my fucking coffee or something along the lines of that. And I just remember thinking, who in the fuck?
And he didn't pass me my coffee, just so you guys know.
No, fuck that. Get your own shit.
And then didn't talk to me for a good month.
I want fuck all to do with you.
It was like,
I'm like, that chick's
dirty fucking looks.
Bitch.
Oh my God.
Stay away from that. Yeah. But, anyway.
But then he married me, but obviously.
Yeah. Obviously.
I'm way more amazing than that personality, you know?
Well, again, it was a personality. There's lots. I've learned to cooperate with most. And I'm continuing to learn. Sometimes I...
You do funny things with your eyes, too.
Do I?
Yeah, you make really funny faces, just like me.
Sometimes I create tactics that work with some, and I think that one's out, and I'll go to use it, and then quickly realize I done fucked up, because that's not the one that's out. Some look the same, some are subtle. Some are not so subtle. It's challenging. Anyway, knew each other previously from work. Stay on topic.
Sorry.
Got together shortly after coming out of unhealthy
relationships. We weren't happy.
No. We did not spend a lot of time
separate
working on
ourselves
before jumping into a relationship together, but we did anyway. We
fell madly in love very quickly.
It was fast, yeah,
to
uncontrollable.
The point we had no control over it. What
started as a friendship blossomed very quickly.
I would feel sick if I wasn't around him. Like, I just need to talk to him. I just need to see him.
There was a connection. It was
nothing I in my life have ever experienced before.
No, it was crazy. It was good. It went really well for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then we had regular little tiffs here and there. And then I think things would have been your first slip into depression. Now, side note, without having even knowing any of Mel's history, I sensed
a broken girl.
And as we
progress, you'll
come to learn my history, family, and everything else, and her side,
and you'll understand the connection and where it came from, and
why
we're still together really to this day.
I'm a fixer.
Next.
That's
for another episode.
Oh, you want to skip? Okay.
Well, we're just getting through our relationship quickly.
Okay. So early on, well, not early on, but earlier on in our relationship, I started to notice patterns or behavior that was consistent with insecurities, low self-worth. So there was no huge red flags or alarms going off. so I would attempt to coach and fix, and I came into the relationship very determined that
he was gonna fix me.
Not fix you, but you never come across anything like me. Like, from our conversations that we had, I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to be the knight in shining armor for this girl.
And you are. You are.
Yes, but moving on. So I came in very determined, very
focused,
confident, I would say. And we started running into smaller issues. I'd coach her through something, and then a couple of weeks, sometimes months, the
same issue would come back,
or very similar to the same issue, but maybe different scenery or something would come up, and started to get frustrated with that, and there began patterns. I'd get more and more frustrated, and then I would start to use a tactic.
Can I talk about the tactics?
I'm not proud of.
Can I talk about them though?
Sure.
It's nothing to be proud of, and
I'm owning my mistakes.
Yeah, and I'm owning mine too. I'm gonna explain that with a disorder like mine, it is very difficult to come out and be like, hey, especially when you meet somebody so amazing right off the bat. You're not going to come out and be like, hey, something's wrong with me. Can you help me fix that? So once my behavior started to repeat, it got to the point where he felt he needed to use different tactics. Those tactics to a person like me are taken very differently than a normal person.
Well, to be honest, the tactics
wouldn't
even really be
necessary for
in a normal relationship.
Yeah.
And no excuse for myself, can be vindictive, and because I took all the backward steps personally, it motivated me to use tactics that would...
Okay, you're sounding like a lawyer right now. Can I just tell them your tactics?
Give her.
Okay. No need to describe it, okay? Because we both have faults. We're owning it, so it's all good. So in the beginning, his tactics were that...
threatening to leave.
He would threaten to leave every time something would go bad. A person like me, who's been abandoned over and over and over again, it may work, but that's going to help build resentment towards you, because
it had the facade of working. Yeah. Because even though you would come to, you would build me up to think that
I was okay with it and I was better.
Yes.
But really it was building up a case against you.
Yes.
So every time that he would do that, it would work in his point of view. But for me, it wasn't working. And I couldn't tell him that. And he didn't understand. And there was times where he'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, why can't you just stop? Mm-hmm. Why can't you just feel like... just turn the switch off. Just turn it off. Just... if you don't agree with me, just tell me. Okay, well, I can't. I physically can't. And how do you tell a person that? How do you tell a person you physically can't turn it off? When...
I came from a very different background, too, when it comes to...
It comes back to our last episode where he didn't believe in mental health before me. Before any of this happened. So...
Well, I'd heard about it, but I thought I was normal. I thought I was good, but having learned what I've learned and what we're going through, basically, you start to realize that everybody deals with some form of mental health. Some extreme, some not. Some cope better with it than others. And to look back on my past and understand it better, it explains why I took things so personally, why I came in with such confidence and such drive, and why it played out the way it played out. And then with her disorder, it was probably the worst
scenario
combination,
it could be.
Because she's building me up.
So my
the whole process.
My view on him, so as Mel is the host, obviously, I would do everything in my power to build him up to here. because that's what I felt that's where he belonged, because I've never met anyone like him. No one in my life has ever done the things that he's done for me, or seen the capabilities in me, or believed in me, or had faith in me, or he's my biggest fan. Let's put it that way. He was always, encouraging, but then I would slip. Something would happen. I would lie. I would not tell the truth. The minorest fucking shit. Like, seriously, minorest shit. Like, ridiculous. And I would lie about it. And then he would threaten to leave. You do it again.
Well, my insecurities would take over too, because I'm like, if she's
lying about this, what else is she lying about?
What else is going on?
Clearly, right? And that's normal in a normal person's brain. Then those tactics were working, but then they stopped working because I had such a resentment towards him for it. And I was like, he's just going to fucking leave me anyways. And that's what it always was. So then it got to the point where I couldn't control the lying anymore. Mm-hmm. It got to the point where he would have hour conversation with me and then be like, what did I just say to you? And I would just agree with him. Be like, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Even though I have no fucking clue what he just said to me. Like an hour of...
Well, and then weeks later, we would come into the same thing. And then you would tell me, well, I didn't agree with you. And it's like...
Because I physically couldn't tell him that.
There started to become a lot of friction on that part. And for some reason, that should have been a red flag. But again, my mind didn't go to what we now know.
Yeah.
It just went to it because of how I'm built. I took that personally. And I started to resent it. And I'm like, why am I not good enough? How
and he would at times make me say that he's not good enough. Literally, I would have to look at him in the eyes and be like, yeah, you're not good enough. Even though I did not mean that. I did not. But that's what he wanted to hear, so that's what I would tell him. So when the leaving stopped working, he started to change his tactics.
Yeah.
It got way more intense. Everything got more intense. To the point where he would find prostitutes and plant them on his phone because he knew I was looking through his phone. So he would...
Phones, searching through everything. There would be literally like a week leading up to it of me reaching in, trying to pick her up and know that I'm not going to succeed this week. So he would
plant a prostitute on wherever for me to find. And sometimes I would hold it for 6 months before I would even tell him that I found it. 6 months. And so you imagine what has happened in that 6 months.
What?
6 months of full resentment. 6 months of I need to talk to somebody about this because I can't talk to him about it. So I would talk to other people. And by the time I would talk to everybody else, it goes through 16, 17 other people right now. And it could be even more. So it's a game of telephone. So by the time I would tell one friend, the next friend, a family member, the story has changed between every person. What has actually happened?
Now, while this is going on, in my mind, because I'm so...
analytical, he overthinks everything.
Yeah, I don't think normally, like normal people do. I try to think outside of the box and try and...
Not good.
It can be, but not when it's fueled by resentment and... not hate, but... personal frustration and my own insecurities, my own mental health that I was unaware of, my own disorders or whatever they were at the time. It could have easily been PTSD, I don't know, the whole time. But basically that fueled me through conversations earlier on. She would feed me information about previous relationships and things that absolutely destroyed her. So when the threatening to leave didn't work, it was like, okay, I'm not good enough anymore to get her to stop. So what's next? I need to prove that...
You don't need to justify it.
No. I need to prove to her... I'm giving my reasoning, basically.
But you've done it like 3 times, babe.
Prove to her that that's not who I am, and it would work. She would call me out on it. I would give her some excuse that she would buy, and basically she'd be good again. And that became effective. Well, okay, you built me up to be good again. So I'm thinking, okay, I've crushed it. I've completely disassembled it, I can rebuild it. And that never played out that way because I didn't know what I was up against, and I was unaware of
Black hole. There was no getting me out. You could have
no.
tried anything at this point, and it didn't fucking matter. You're fucking out there, and I'm staying fucking right where I am.
Even the tactics I was giving up.
They weren't working. No, you did the last one was in that time.
Yeah. That was the last ditch effort.
That was the last one, and that I didn't.
No, didn't even phase
Didn't even phase me.
So I was calling it.
Yeah, he was calling it, and I was.
You begged. No.
Begged him to stay, and
which we've had several.
We've had many of those.
Yeah.
We'll get more into that. Obviously, we're only going up to the 4 months ago. And then our next episode, we're going to touch on that from 4 months ago till now. So.
Well, getting back to the event, though, I'd given her 30 days. I basically said, you have 30 days
getting counseling and get better. Get fixed.
Yeah. You need to fix whatever this is because I'm.
So let me talk on that because you didn't go to counseling, okay?
I'm out of options.
I had to find a counselor ASAP because now I have 30 days to get better. My brain is fucked. Like, I'm not lying. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, 30 days isn't long. How the fuck does a person get better in 30 days? Like, I have voices in my head. I have people fucking telling me what to do in my head. So now at this point, I am fucking beating myself up. I'm like, there's no fucking way I can do this. So I find a counselor. She's like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. So I start seeing her immediately. And I get there. And first thing I say is, you have 30 days to fix me, or my husband is leaving. And she just looked at me and she's like, well, that's not possible. And I'm like, I know, but you have 30 fucking days. And then she was not happy about that. She was very, again, you got to remember the state that he was in. He wasn't trying to do it to scare me. He was making sure that I got the help.
I didn't think he'd take the deal, to be honest. I was done. I was like, there's nothing else. I can't.
So she was like, how many times are we going to see each other a week? I said, as many fucking times as I can see you. So I was seeing her 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
For the first 30 days. And I was paying out of my pocket. And I was like, I don't fucking care because I'm not losing this guy. So.
It worked though.
It did. Because we were seeing progress. She was actually. She was great. She was like me, but older. So I was comfortable with her.
Okay. We say there was progress. There was no progress in what we know now. Just our day-to-day.
Our day-to-day got better. We were happy again.
We didn't have any of the little glitches that we normally had.
We were enjoying ourselves.
Yes. We didn't. I let my guard down. You let your guard down.
Yeah.
We went a solid 8 months. I think, where
I think that was the longest we had gone with
Yeah.
no issues in this relationship.
Yeah.
Which was incredible.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And then
we fell in love all over again. Don't go in then. That's next episode.
Well, we got at least.
No, we got to get them.
And then the call.
The call happened?
The call. Everything else is after.
Yeah, so after the call, you got to wait. You got to wait for the next episode. So we know that you're going to come back.
And it's good.
It is good.
It is so good.
So good.
The call. Yeah. Did not see that coming. But we learned a lot. Continuing to learn. And that's the point. Learn from your mistakes and move on. Make the right decisions.
So yeah, that pretty much sums up our, I guess, first 5 years of our relationship.
Now,
we skipped through, I'm sure, a lot of things. Obviously, we just wanted to sum everything up.
No, but maybe we made it sound too bad, too, because it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Oh, my God.
Okay,
so we'll add a couple of things because...
Well, no, you don't have to add things. Just summarize. Basically, despite all the frustrations that both of us were dealing with, there was so much good. At least this is my perspective. There was so much good that I overlooked it. And again, coming from a relationship...
And there was red flags right from our
unhealthy.
very first road trip together. That should have been a red flag immediately.
Okay, now knowing what I know, looking back, there was
1,000 red flags.
I'm gonna be dry here. A plethora.
Oh, don't use big fucking words. So if someone wants to Google that for me and just let me know what it means in the comments, I would really appreciate that.
Shitload of of examples. God. But again, me blinded by ignorance to mental health only being a switch and being raised the way that I was raised.
So I'm not going to lie, guys. I can't even count on two hands how many times I've been told to turn the switch off. And not just by him. Like, this has been family members, friends. It is a stigma. There's
so much stigma.
It's ridiculous.
People think we can't communicate.
I told a friend that I had voices in my head a long time ago, and it was literally turn the switch off. Just shut it off.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm telling you that something is wrong with me.
Well, I've had conversations with friends too, like, dude,
something is wrong with that girl.
Dude, she's crazy. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And they're like, just leave. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. I can't leave. It's still worth. They're like, yeah, but just there's 1,000. Yeah, but no, I can't.
And we're still running into issues like that, right? Like, where people just aren't having it.
Well, if we're gonna talk about support,
do you want to touch on support today?
Let's touch on support.
We'll get through it quickly. It has actually, in recent events, I wanted to wait for support till we finish the last 4 months, but you know what? No, let's bring it in now.
Okay, support. So,
I hope you guys aren't in a rush. We'll try to get through quick.
Yeah, support. So when
we say support, number one, in our first video, people were taking it as we don't have family and friends as support. We are aware that we have a million friends and family that we can reach out to.
We have a huge support system. What we mean by no support is
medical doctors, people.
No, not even so much that, because they're everywhere. It's dealing with exactly what we're dealing with. I sit with counselors and they're like, okay, well, you just need to check your gauges, and when your gauges get full, then
it's time to go.
Then it's time to go. You can only take so much. And I know what PTSD is.
And I've been turned away.
Living with PTSD daily. What's causing the PTSD? I probably had PTSD before this, but what's amplified my PTSD
is the recent events.
Not knowing how to navigate a relationship with someone who suffers from D.I.D.
And no one could help on that.
Waking up next to 17 people, feeling scared to say something, to witness
people.
Incredible things, like, I try and explain to them, like, there's nothing wrong with the relationship. Our communication is fantastic. She is a phenomenal mother. There's no issues at home. She has behavior problems that drive me absolutely mental because I couldn't figure out
what it was.
What the hell was going on? Why it wasn't stopping? Why it wasn't changing? And I take everything personally, and it doesn't work for me. And the minute I say D.I.D, they're like, "Wow, we don't deal with that."
I've been turned around so many times. So,
and then on her end, she gets into the psychologist, and everybody's focus is the D.I.D. But then I'm the schmuck sitting in the car in the parking lot who gets nothing because there's patient-doctor confidentiality, and we're choosing to continue this relationship. We've had...
It should be a joint thing.
The call, which has been the traumatic event, and that's why we're struggling the way we are, but we'll get more into that in the next episode. But it's just... There isn't a system out there that helps two people want to continue regardless of what they're dealing with. It's like, it's almost like the system wants us to part ways, and you need to go fix you, and you need to go fix you.
And not just the system, a lot of people, friends, family, we've been receiving a lot of that.
Friends, not so much. Friends, it's more they want to make sure that we're okay.
You're
because
okay,
the amount
I'm
of
okay.
stuff that we're experiencing, the amount of stress that we've experienced is
phenomenal. Most people wouldn't be able to handle it.
It's a lot. Family aspect, I think,
been a little more tricky.
No, I think it's an aspect of two things. I think it's and it's not to blame them. It's an ignorance towards mental health because there isn't enough awareness out there about it. And I'm a perfect example of that. Until I dealt with it, yeah, sure, whatever. I was very macho man, don't cry, you got this, man up. And until you are looking at someone you love and saying things to that person that you would never say because you have absolutely zero control.
We'll get to that.
It's your emotions
taking over,
and you're conscious the whole time you're doing it.
And you know it's wrong.
And you're saying in your head, shut the fuck up. Stop saying what you're saying. You're being an asshole. But something inside is, fuck that. She hurt me. Payback's a bitch. And it's literally uncontrollable. And until I had dealt with that, I would have never believed it. I would have been like, yeah, whatever. You're stressed out, relax.
Sorry, kids coming out again.
And it's been interesting, very interesting. So
you talk a lot.
I do. You didn't call it dry though, so that's good, I guess. Or
I was just listening, and I was like, when's he gonna catch on that he's talking too much?
You tuned me out.
I did. I don't have a clue what you were talking about.
You totally tuned me out.
Sorry, guys.
What was I talking about? Exactly.
You started off talking about ignorance and mental health. I caught those words.
Yes, with family. And then the other aspect of the family.
Yeah, there was, I remember that.
There's 2 points.
There was 2 points.
Yes. The other aspect is family. Family is biased.
So be quick on.
Yes, family is biased. Obviously, my family sees me suffering. What's the cause of that? Why are you pointing at me?
I'm pointing at me.
Well, you gotta turn that a little bit more there. Her family sees her suffering. What's caused that?
Nah, no one's pointing at you. I don't have family.
Maybe not.
I don't have family. I have one family member really that has been supportive through this, and
maybe not
very mutual.
Maybe not.
Very.
There's still an underlying. There's a bias.
I'm still the daughter.
Yes, families are biased, and it's 100%. There's nothing wrong with it. It's
no. I would be the same.
It's human nature. It's just we want people to understand that we're not
reaching out for you to.
We're not looking for the opinions.
That's what I mean. We're not looking for opinion. If we want your opinion, we're going to ask for it. We are literally reaching out to you for support to listen
we need
we need people
to listen.
The first thing that I hear every time I go to counseling, Voices for Women,
You need
psychologists, who's your
system.
support system? That's it. Where's the rest?
Yeah.
So
people have a skewed view on what support is. Support is they think they are going to tell you
what to do and how to do it, and no.
When you're suffering with
that's the last thing you want.
Mental health, that's not what you want.
We just want to let it off our chests. That's all. Unless we say, "Hey, what would you do? Hey, what's your opinion?"
It's the opposite of pictures.
Yeah.
And I've said it before.
Oh, I like that one.
I've told it to a few people. When you walk into someone's house and you see pictures on the wall, it's all the good moments. When people are going through a crisis,
they're not going to call you in the good times.
It's the opposite. I'm not going to call my mom per se at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and be like,
"Hey, we're having the greatest day ever,
dude. Today is the shit." Yeah, like I am. I'm sorry.
You were leaving me hanging.
I am having a fantastic time right now, Mom, and I'll call you in 20 minutes to see if it's
still a good day.
That's not how it happens.
No.
We're gonna reach out and vent when we're not doing.
When we need somebody there.
Unfortunately, that's when we're doing our reaching out because we're in crisis. So to the other person on the other end, it's like, oh wow, he called me yesterday, he's calling me today, last week this happened. So they're filling in the blanks.
They're like, oh my God, they're living the worst life ever.
This is hell. How are they standing, and we wouldn't be able to sit here. We wouldn't be able to continue to parent. We wouldn't be able to function. Or even do this.
We wouldn't be able to do this if we were as bad as people.
If there wasn't enough there, our relationship is phenomenal.
We have a solid relationship. We have
hands down
the most amazing connection.
We
are best friends. He's my rock and I'm his. We literally need each other. So every time that we'll talk about that later. Actually, we'll talk about that next episode.
The highs and lows.
Yeah.
That's where you were going? Mm-hmm. See what I'm talking about? So anyway, we probably ran longer than we
That's fine.
wanted to, but
I want people to feel it. I want people to understand what we actually go through, and the support thing is huge for me because it's because we need that, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody or none of that, but I am saying that I have lost a lot of people through all this. A lot.
Yeah.
More than I could ever imagine.
And
and it breaks my heart to know that people out there are suffering by themselves because of the stigma.
Yeah.
It breaks my fucking heart.
I can see both sides. I can appreciate both sides. There's a lot of people out there that are suffering with mental health that don't realize it. I was one of them. So the minute it gets dumped on you or thrown on you, especially if it's somebody you care about, you're like, just snap out of it, dude. Like, what's going on? What's your problem? Like, obviously remove the variable that's causing the issue, and that's not the solution. It's not the solution.
We literally
okay,
go ahead.
It may be the solution in some relationships.
100%.
In our relationship, we are both confident that that's not the solution.
Don't talk about
what? The past? Histories?
Yeah.
Different episode?
Episodes. Different episodes.
Oh, there's so much to go through.
There's so much to talk about. And we can't wait to share it with you, to be honest. It is therapeutic for us.
Well,
when our episode ended yesterday, and we
rewatched it like 7 times because we were like, are we retarded?
Why does that happen? Did you hear that? Like,
yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we rewatched it.
Nice, nailed it, killed it.
Fuck yeah, bud. And we felt good. I had a shit day yesterday. I felt like shit all day. I felt like shit. The minute we rewatched, I did it again. The video, I was feeling good.
Same.
I was literally relieved. I didn't expect that. No. I thought I was going to be nervous. I thought I'm just happy to be sharing with somebody and hoping that it really gets across and
even just
that
a
it
few
helps.
comments that we've gotten
And
from,
we've got,
from certain people, like, okay, we're not going through exactly what you're going through, but we can relate.
And I've got
it makes us feel better.
Feedback today in the sense of, have you tried this program and that program and
yes.
And those,
we've even had questions.
Do you
want us to share this or do you not want to? And
no, share. We want our story out there. Everywhere. We want
the more people that
it can reach and maybe help out, the better.
Yeah.
And 100%. It helps us. We are confident in doing this.
There has to be a rock to take out this Goliath.
100% Goliath. Google that one for me too, guys. And
David and Goliath.
Yeah, I have no idea.
From
send
the
me a
Bible,
picture.
The little. Okay, I'm not going to go into that just in case I'm wrong, but David and Goliath.
You're
yes, a nerd. I think it was a rock or marble. I don't know.
Anyways, we should probably end soon.
Yes,
but we will be
still
back.
Eating?
Oh yeah, I didn't stop eating the whole time. You didn't notice?
No, I was talking.
Yeah, you did a lot.
Well, that's good.
Like a lot.
We got a lot of information to go through.
Holy
here,
shit,
so.
that was a lot of talking.
I apologize if I bored anybody.
I'm just kidding. I didn't catch a thing you said.
No. There's probably 7 switching.
We'll talk about it after, once we turn this off. We'll be like...
There's one. All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and feedback, please.
Yes,
the more feedback, the better.
Any books, any information at all.
Even if you think that we're boring, tell us, man, because we'll change it up.
Yeah.
Or if you didn't like something about our video, we'll change it up.
If you don't like our couch.
Okay, well, I lie. I'm not fucking changing it because this is who I am. So you either suck it up or stop watching, really. It's reality.
Hit next if you're not into it. Because
this is who we are.
That's what it is. This is what it is.
Sorry, that was kind of rude. Was it?
You got a rude one.
That's okay.
One or two.
Whatever.
A few.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.